Soup! Soup! Hey guys, welcome back to another cooking segment of Hamptons to Hollywood. I am your host, of course, Kyle Langan, and I am joined by drag queen to the stars, Butter.
What's up, Buttercups? How you guys doing? Why is my armpit sucking up this hair?
Okay.
Oh!
Do you want a hairnet?
No, this is not. I'm not a lunch lady. Not there's anything wrong with that.
Everyone is really cooped up. They're all quarantined in. They're feeling, everyone's getting takeout. They might not have enough food at home. So we wanted to create a recipe that was really comforting and gorgeous. And
Speaking of cooped up, it's straight from the coop. It's
chicken soup!
we rhymed and we did a callback to the chicken coop being cooped up.
Hey.
Professionalism.
Hey! Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So what I've done to start, I started brewing some bone broth. Okay,
I know a thing or two about bones, Kyle.
I love bone broth.
And no one wants
Take
to
a
bury
whiff.
theirs in me.
Take a whiff.
Okay, listen, I don't want to ever give you a compliment because I don't care for you much. But that smells absolutely fantastic.
Perfect. Okay, so
You roasted that chicken.
I roasted the chicken.
Wow.
I know. And I also, this is not vegan.
Well, it's chicken soup, Kyle. So I think the audience is smart enough to realize
Right.
it's not a vegan recipe.
Okay, so I roasted this chicken for only, I roasted it and then I deboned it. All the meat is here, as you can see.
I've been deboned this whole quarantine.
What really makes a quality chicken soup is the freshness and quality of the ingredients, okay? And so you don't need to make a really complicated recipe. You don't need to have a million things in it, just really a few really good ones.
Sometimes a simple classic is the most amazing thing you can have.
I know, that's...
Why complicate it?
Leonardo da Vinci, I believe it was, said that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication.
Wow, she went to college.
We have some kale, some really fresh, gorgeous kale. Reveal.
What is this?
Kale.
This is kale?
Yeah, it's very...
Never met her.
It's organic. It's organic, Italian.
You don't get a body like this eating kale.
We have one whole onion. Hey! And then we also have some carrots.
Okay, well.
To season our broth further, we have some sage.
I love sage. It really brings me, it harkens back
Yeah.
to a simpler time of
Oh!
Thanksgiving.
Tell me about it. I'm gonna have you start with chopping some of our ingredients.
Great.
Okay, so I want you to chop this onion. And whatever
You want
feel.
me to chop the one wearing 3 inches of makeup, chop the onion, and hope I don't cry.
Yeah,
All
I
this
think-
makeup off my eyes.
I think you'll be great at it. We'll save this for...
You did. Was there sage in my hair?
It's pronounced... No, it's on your tits. Into the soup!
my eyes are already burning. Do we have any tricks and tips from?
Oh, we do!
You light a candle.
Yeah. You light a candle.
Christians. Do we want them julienne or fine chopped?
I like fine chopped, I feel.
Fine chopped.
One of the really things, something that I really like to do with onions is not just throw them into the broth. I like to fry them up first and get them a really nice golden brown.
Caramelized.
And it adds a really nice depth to whatever you're cooking. So once he's done with that, I'm gonna fry some of them up. And then, okay, so one of the...
He misgendered me on camera. He said he.
She...
Now, those of you just tuning in, I've got a match in my mouth. Because allegedly, when you're chopping onions, the match, it is helping. The sulfur gets into your nasal passages rather than the onion. You hear that, kids? Keep onion and cocaine out of your nose.
In the meanwhile, I'm going to add some sage to our broth. And you can just tear it off really nice.
The sharper the knife, the more... Listen. I've never met a match I didn't like, except for that one! This isn't my favorite knife that we have in the kitchen. Do you mind
Oh, what do you
passing
like?
me a nicer?
The
Edge of Belgravia.
That's it.
Now that I've spit that match out, it was helping.
Production, another match, if you please. Okay, what was
The production here is very important at Hamptons to Hollywood. We have Jonathan Chalicombe, our resident scientist production manager. Put it in my mouth. I've said that before. Ooh. Bigger than I thought you'd be.
I'm actually going to dump all the carrots in because I really feel like...
Wonderful.
Yeah, 'cause
already crinkle cut.
Yes, well, of course.
This is helping.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, a rough chop, you might think I'm cutting corners, but really,
She's cutting onions.
I just burned myself.
Do you think
It's
you
okay.
can try and eat and...
Yeah, watch this.
At this
Juncture.
At this juncture, I really like to take the bones out. They've been marinating for about 24 to 48 hours.
I'm gonna go right behind you here to the stove. And I'm gonna start caramelizing these delicious onions.
Oh
right
my
over
gosh.
here on the stove top.
The best pans in the entire world are these.
If I'm not paying for you, don't sponsor them. Give that to me.
Green pan. They're amazing.
Thanks, Green Pan.
Thanks, Green Pan. They're non-stick. They're ceramic, and these are from Goop.com, so you can shop there for them as well. And they are like the best pan I've ever used in my entire life. I'm like a nerd about kitchenware.
You're a nerd, all right.
And grapeseed oil is a better oil to use for high heat because it doesn't burn as easily as olive oil.
I prefer an olive for the flavor.
Well, it's butter show, so.
All right, we're gonna get this olive oil here. I love a Kroger brand because I'm cheap and Ralph's has it all.
I'm gonna take some of the bone out of this chicken. I mean, the bone out of the broth, because now that it's soaked for so long, it really has the flavor that we really need, that complexity. The broth should be kind of like a darkish, like a dark amber color. And then once we start adding our salt and more of our seasonings, then it's gonna really lighten up and look really gorgeous and bright. I like to use the skins of the chicken as well because it adds, again, flavor that you wouldn't normally get from just the bones. The cartilage is really important.
Skin or no skin, it doesn't matter. It's how you use it. All right, Kyle, I'm putting these onions in a searing hot pan of olive oil.
Okay, great.
Because I do prefer the flavor to grapeseed. Listen to that sizzle, Kyle. How about that?
Ooh.
Oh, the microphone right in there. ASMR. While the onions are sizzling here in the pan, I like to add a little fresh ground black pepper. One of my favorite salts is a kosher salt. Coarse ground. Now, Kyle, do you know where salt comes from, for example?
It's a plant, I believe.
It's not a plant, Kyle. Salt's not. It's actually a mineral. There's actually salt rocks.
Where does it come
growing
from?
in the wild. When I was 18, I lost my virginity to a 26-year-old, and he showed me the salt licks in his yard where the deer would come.
Is that how he picked you up? Hey, girl, I got
Look
some
how these
salt
deer
licks
lick
in my
the
yard.
salt, and you can lick me in the same manner, and you bet your ass I sure did. Something you may not know about Hamptons to Hollywood and Kyle Langan. I live with this fella, and I'll tell you what, he sure loves a good old carrot. He makes a carrot broth daily, and that's how he keeps his trim figure. Just water and carrots. Kate Moss who? No one's ever judged anyone for drinking a little bit while they cook, right?
No.
Please.
Yeah. The onions smell great, Bob.
What's the onions do? They're caramelizing at a very rapid rate. I'm gonna bring these onions over here so they can see really what's going on in this pan. Do you look at that?
Yeah.
How they're browning just a little bit, becoming a bit translucent.
Yes. I couldn't have said it better myself, but.
Couldn't have said it. Butter.
Should we add butter into the...
Listen,
Yes.
butter is always the answer if you ask me.
I'm gonna taste the broth as it stands.
A little dairy really adds a nice thickness and an umami flavor to any soup.
Oh my god!
Don't you agree?
Yeah, I do agree.
A richness, a depth.
To really bring out that chicken flavor, it's just a chicken seasoning that goes in. If for some reason you cheat and don't steep your bones as long as in that 24 to 48 hour period.
Bones.
Somebody once told me. So then it really kind of adds, again that chicken flavor without, if you're kind of in a hurry.
The onions have fully caramelized with the olive oil.
Perfect.
We've thrown a little pat of butter in there. I'm going to take them here in this delicious, gorgeous.
Oh, that
pan.
looks
Look at them.
gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful. The kosher salt, the black pepper, the fragrance is truly to die.
Get me in here.
All right, we're going to take this right here to the edge of the pan, slide it right into
To the edge of Belgravia?
the edge of glory, honey. Right into that crock pot there.
Yes.
Just look at that. This is really going to season that broth and just elevate the flavor. Notice how we're talking like food people do. Yeah. It's just bullshit.
I don't like to measure anything. And when I...
Me neither. That's why the scale keeps going do 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 do. Watching my figure increase. Not only in size, but in value.
That's the only thing that's gone up since this recession.
3 pounds I've gained during this fucking, what do you call this, a quarantine?
One of my goals actually is to make a Hamptons to Hollywood cookbook.
That's a great idea, Kyle. Honestly, I can see it happening. A lot of maybe outdoor, beachfront type recipes.
Yes.
That you can enjoy.
Very farm to table. The thing is that I hate measuring. So getting those recipes, I have to recook everything and really. This might look like a lot of salt, but it really.
Because it is.
But it really is not, because it really the hot broth really soaks up. It's good.
We'll cut this out. Let me tell you what, Kyle. I wish that we had the technology to have smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision!
This kitchen is teeming with this. Oh, my
Fragrance.
nose is having an orgasm.
Okay, so the kale, as far as the kale is concerned, we do put that in later.
You know, I gotta be honest. I've never had a chicken soup with kale in it.
Yeah, my dad used to make this sometimes because he's very experimental when he cooks, and he's known for making really great recipes. And some days, he would just run out of noodles and he always is having fresh veggies.
Yes,
and so you
of course.
kind of just roll with what he had. And so he made it with kale once, and it's a low carb way.
It's an option.
It's an option, and it's really healthy. Gosh, I am really flabbergasted.
He loves his father so much, and this is just one of those moments where cooking really it's a passed down pastime, generation to generation, and really it makes you remember the times you had with your family in the past, doesn't it, Kyle?
It really does. You know what? That's one of the reasons why I want to make this Hamptons to Hollywood cookbook, is because I really love, you know this about me, but I really love cooking and getting everyone around the table. You know?
I do. I mean, you know that I do too. We joke a lot here. I enjoy having all my friends over when I can to have a nice meal. Now, another great option, Kyle, to the kale, which I think is wonderful of your father to come up with.
Yeah.
If you have a spiralizer at home and a zucchini squash, you make the zucchini noodles, throw that in, you get that same noodle type texture and feeling without all the carbohydrates and starch. It's a texture and flavor explosion in your mouth. And let me tell you how much I miss explosions in my mouth during this quarantine.
Right. Well, good on you for staying safe.
4 hours later.
The broth has been sitting for about 4 hours, which it incorporates all of the things that we just mentioned. The carrot is soft. The onion has translucified.
It's all soft, but I'll tell you what, I'm hard for the soup.
The last step is to add our kale. Okay, so we're gonna add our kale.
You don't want to add the kale too early because it will soften too much and you won't get that nice al dente type of feel to the kale.
Right. Would you like to do the honors?
Absolutely. We have a hot pot. What do you call this? A stock pot?
Crock pot.
A crock pot.
Crock pot? If you don't have a crock pot, please invest in one. It is the greatest invention of all time.
And speaking of crocks, thank you to all the doctors and nurses braving this horrible pandemic and keeping us all safe, okay? I don't know what there's more white wine in this soup or my body.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a final stir.
Okay.
And actually, so the last part is, the last thing we have to do is really add the chicken.
Skinned on white and dark meat chicken.
Yes.
We're gonna put it right into the soup here, right into the crock pot.
Don't get your nails in the soup, please.
Can you imagine my nails fall off and go into the soup? Absolutely not.
Grotesque.
Absolutely grotesque.
Okay. Oh, I'm also gonna have more wine. Is that what you said?
Nope, your wine is in the shot of that camera. I need to wash my hands.
Same.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, chicken soup.
Wow.
I had to chop the onion, so I feel like it's my place to test the flavor of the soup. No, it's literally the perfect amount of salt. You could throw one more splash, but I wouldn't.
Okay.
Once it's to table.
Okay.
This is delicious. The broth is phenomenal. The sage is coming out, it's not overpowering, but it's just...
You know it's there.
You know it's there.
She came to the party. She's not stealing the show.
If you...
This is good. This is...
Oh, it's very good. Have you tried it yet? I'm gonna drink this whole bowl. Why are we so surprised that it's delicious?
We eat well here at Hamptons to Hollywood. We're gonna have John come in and he's gonna...
John, the production manager! I'm excited for him to try it.
Me too.
And hear his thoughts. I'll be brutally honest.
Yeah, brutally.
Don't be afraid. It's not that hot.
hot.
We're like the witches in Macbeth.
I'm into it. He's into it!
He's into camera. That's the most emotion we've got out of him in 10 years. Kyle, It's very delicious.
I'm glad that you
We've
like
done a
it.
great job.
I want to thank you for coming into the Hamptons Hollywood Test Kitchen and getting in there and chopping those onions and really just adding.
I chopped them. I did.
You added flavor physically, but also spiritually.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate that.
Kyle, I always am happy to come to Hamptons to Hollywood and just give my opinions and my.
You know.
I want to really thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Cooking is a passion of mine. I can tell you one thing.
What is that?
That this dish is certainly super. Do you see what I did there?
Love them, I do.